Elon Musk. If you have an internet connection, drive a vehicle, or are interested in space or online payments, chances are you have heard this name before. He has been described as transformative and a tyrant. So which is it? And how do these two leadership styles possibly live side by side in the same person? In this video, I'm going to break down Elon Musk's leadership style so that you can understand the risks and the rewards and decide either of these are worth putting into practice within your business. Hi, I'm Crystal Brown with the Korero Solutions YouTube channel. On this channel, we give you the leadership tools in order to become the leader that both you and your workplace deserve. If you're new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get our latest content. Transformative or tyrant. This guy manages to embody both in the exact same person. So love him or hate him, for some people he is transformative, for other people he is not. And why is this? Our first real big difference here is he believes that work should speak for itself. At the same time, he can micromanage people by being such a strong figure and such a strong character and really caring about his vision. He can really intimidate people and make them feel like they're inferior or they're not doing the job right. If you're not comfortable with having somebody stand over your shoulder and pick apart the things that you're doing, this can be a real struggle depending on what he's calling out or what he's saying. So he can really hurt people. He can really damage egos, and he can really hurt people's sense of pride. Elon Musk is really well known for his work twice as hard as everyone else around you mentality. It's something that he has been quoted on time and time again. Although it is fantastic to hold yourself to really high work standards and to want to produce things that are fantastic and are going to be revolutionary, it's not necessarily the same perspective or the same priority that everybody else on your team does. Different people have different priorities, and this is where employees that work for his companies really struggle. They love their job and they love what they're doing for his companies, but at the same time, they have lives outside of their job and they are not willing to make the sacrifices that Elon Musk is in order to achieve those visions. He holds his staff to an extremely high standard. If he's in there and he's sleeping on the floor of his factory and he moves his office in there and he's uncomfortable, his expectation is that other people are willing to make similar or the same sacrifices. And unfortunately, the majority of people are not. They are not as committed as he is, even if they're bought into the vision, even if they're bought into the idea that, yeah, you know what? We need to get on board and we need to make some changes. People are only willing to go to a certain level of self-sacrifice before it's just too much and they're just burnt out and exhausted and not willing to do it anymore. If you've ever listened to his public speaking engagements, you've heard how he can inspire. I mean, if he couldn't inspire, would a whole lot of people actually be asking him to give talks? The fact is, the guy can give a speech. Within those speeches, though, what is always very relevant is the what's next mentality. Fantastic, you have this great idea, go and pursue it. What's next? He is very much about living for the future, not necessarily living in the present. Super big struggle when you're somebody that thinks that you've achieved something fantastic and you get the, okay, that's nice. What's next? What's our next step? It's very difficult to live in the present when you're somebody like Elon because you're working so hard for tomorrow because you don't necessarily know what your last day is going to be. So you need to keep pushing. You need to push harder. You need to push faster. And a lot of people want to live in the present. They want to enjoy what's going on. They want to enjoy their victories now. With Elon, it's about the future. So if you can't get on board and see how you're a part of this bigger thing, and so today's victories, yeah, they're steps, but we really have to get there as fast as we possibly can. We need to save humanity. We need to get off of this earth. We need to get the electric vehicles. We need to, don't forget all of these other things that we're working on. So you have to kind of drop the things that you're working on and proud of right now, because we got to get there as fast as we possibly can. He figures out, okay, chances are we're gonna fail, and we're gonna fail, and we're gonna fail hard, and we're gonna fail fast. But the failure is on his terms. He gets to decide whether it's a failure, whether it's a success, and whether it is something that has come about because you haven't done what he has expected of you, or if it was a positive failure and you're able to learn from it. So this is another one of those very transformative, because he does understand the importance of failure, but at the same time, he has rules about the way that you're supposed to be failing. Elon Musk has this true belief that every single person has the ability to be extraordinary. It is within every single person. It's not necessarily what the individual wants for themselves. Now, I know that that could be controversial, and let me know what your experience is with that in the comments below. But for whatever reason, some people seem more motivated than others to succeed. This comes down to the individual and what they are willing to sacrifice. And Elon Musk is willing to push people and push people and push people to try to get them to live up to his expectations, as opposed to allowing people the freedom to live up to their own expectations. If you don't want to meet those objectives, if you don't want to live up to the expectations that he sets out for you, or what he believes that you should, you can be crushed in one of his companies. Elon Musk seems to have an extraordinary capacity for pain and self-sacrifice that the majority of people just don't. The biggest way that I have found that he is transformative is that Elon Musk has these huge visions. Love him, hate him, take him, or leave him. At the end of the day, if you know anything about Elon Musk, he has these big, bold ideas about the future of the planet, the future of society, and within that, because he is so committed to what the future is going to be, there is definitely some personnel wreckage that comes along with that. So people will get sacrificed in the pursuit of his vision, that it might cost people pride today, it might cost people their positions today, but it's all for the greater good. And when you've bought into this vision so hard, it can also become detrimental to your relationships and the people around you, because you get these blinders on and you are so focused that nothing else matters. And at a certain point, people are just getting in the way and slowing you down. By seeing himself as something bigger, this is where he can be extremely transformative. This really lifts people up, it empowers them, he helps get people bought into his vision. I mean, Elon Musk has a following. This is a huge element of being a transformational leader. This doesn't always mean that because you're a transformational leader, that you're being transformational in the moment and to every single person that's involved. Though you may be somebody that says, yeah, oh my goodness, I idolize Elon. He has been so transformative. I've changed my life. I've changed the way that I live my life because of him. There's also a lot of sacrifice that comes with that. He has sacrificed relationships. He has sacrificed himself. There is a lot of other things that come out of this. There are behaviors that he exhibits that are not appropriate for the majority of businesses out there. This style of leadership is not conducive to every single area and every single business that you're going to walk into. There's only certain types of people that are actually going to thrive under this kind of leadership. And where you're working and within your job and with the employees that you have, this might not be the best style of leadership. I think that there are some fantastic things that you need to take from. Having that vision and the drive and the passion is fantastic, but you cannot crush people along the way, or you are not going to get very far. These type of leaders come along a few times in a generation. The majority of leaders are never going to make it to the status of Elon Musk because of a number of things, be it luck, persistence, dedication. The majority of people, if you just look statistically, are working in other industries and don't achieve that level of success. Now, if you do not get to curate your team, if you don't get to decide on the vision of the organization, you need to find a different way to motivate employees. Not every single motivation is going to come extrinsically for people. The majority and the best type of motivation comes intrinsically. So you need to find what is going to help your staff buy into that vision and help latch onto their passions, while still being considerate of what are their capacities and what are the limitations that, for whatever reason, might be within them and they may have imposed on themselves. You are only able to push people so far. Though you may look up to his vision or view him as a complete tyrant, it has to be said that Elon Musk has done something that not every single person is going to be able to achieve in their lifetime. You need to make a determination what kind of leader you're going to be. Should you be a leader like Elon Musk, or should you be a different type of leader? Weigh what the risks are and what the rewards are. Because in his own words, Elon Musk has had to sacrifice a lot. For some of us, that is going to be way too high of a cost. You need to decide for yourself what you're willing to risk for the reward. And that comes down to what you prioritize and what is personally important to you. If you've liked this video, take a second to hit that like and subscribe button so that you can get our latest content. And remember, no matter what you decide about Elon, do something today that's going to change your tomorrow.